Hola, mi amigos. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasó? What's up? What's up? So, if you can't tell already, I'm coming to you live from the Camden County. No, wait, from the town of Camden. Wait, I don't know what fucking town this is. I don't know. Let's start that over. No, wait, let's keep it going. Let's do this the right way. Okay. I'm going. I go. So the lady just waved me on. She said, like that. That's what she. I was at a four-way stop, and she said, "That means your turn." Yeah. That's right, guys. I just trained jujitsu for the second time today, for the first time in a month, but the second time today. Like I said, my head was killing me. I couldn't train. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't think. I couldn't even. Lord Jesus, I couldn't do anything. But let me tell you what. I prayed out to God. I said, Lord, please give me some mercy. And I know that God isn't required to answer our prayers. It's not his job to answer prayers. Matter of fact, I don't know what God's job is. It's not my job to estimate what God's job is. But I can tell you this, is that he answered this one. And I was in suffering and pain, and it was terrible, man. I mean, I thought I had a brain tumor. I thought I had meningitis. I thought I was gonna die. All right? And it wasn't fun. But I made it through it with God's help, with God's guidance and protection. You know, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was an infection in my brain, you know, because my wisdom tooth was coming in, but I was in bad shape, man. I couldn't train jujitsu or nothing. I couldn't even go to work for like a week. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was treble. So now I'm back to hopefully in my head for the past 3 days. It has slowly went from like, okay, say a month ago, it was 2 days of just pain and I couldn't even move. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know what day it was. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know where I was or anything. It was just a mass. I was scared. I was afraid. I couldn't even call the fucking, excuse my language. I couldn't even call the freaking ambulance to come and get me. I mean, I was bad. I couldn't call my mom, my sisters, nobody. I couldn't call anybody. So gradually it started to go away to where it was only, you know, in the daytime, it was just my teeth were hurting, my ear was infected or something. I had an ear infection. My wisdom tooth here in the back was coming in crooked. This has all been going on for a long time. And so for like a month, I was just slowly getting better and better. You know, the first 2 days were terrible. Then like each week after that progressively got better, where it was just like during the daytime, it was like jaw pain, ear pain, and face pain and fatigue. I don't know what it was, if I had food poisoning, or if I did have an infection, or if I had a brain hemorrhage, or if I had meningitis, or if I still have a tumor. I don't really know, honestly, what was going on or what happened to me. I don't have any money, you know, my money is not good, but, you know, all I can do is just do my best, you know, you work hard all your life and, you just want to make something out of yourself for your family, you know? But, you know, sometimes you don't have money. So I didn't have money to go to the hospital and the doctor. I don't have no insurance. So I was just afraid. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have my jujitsu people with me, so I was in a dark place because my jujitsu people are just amazing. My jujitsu friends are, I can only describe them as angels sent from God to show me that life is good. You understand what I'm saying here? Okay. So, they saved me, you know, honestly, you know, Mr. G, you know, who I trained with this morning, he beat the crap out of me for about 6 months, and I needed it, because I was fat. You know, I don't have anything against fat people, okay, or skinny people, for that matter. I don't care if you're skinny or you're fat. I'm a middle person. I'm not skinny or fat, in between, but I was on the bigger side of the in-betweens, and I was very weak, is the only way I can describe it. It's just, I was very, very weak, and it was not a good time, and they saved me. And mentally, I was in a bad spot then too, okay, 2 Junes ago. Emotionally, the love of my life had just left me, and I wasn't ready for it. And she left me in one of the most painful painful ways possible. I mean, honestly, I miss my wife terribly. And I can't explain what happened, in relationships. I'm not really sure exactly what they are or what the purpose of them is, but I thought it was to create a family unit and work for that family selflessly. I thought that's what I did. I'm not really sure. Maybe one day I'll find out. Maybe I'll get my scorecard, a grade from God. He'll tell me, this is where you messed up at. Show me where all my red pen marks are on my essay, so to speak, of life. And I maybe I'll never know what happened. But I was in a bad spot, and those guys came through. Mr. G came through and beat me into shape. They beat me into shape, honestly. I mean, them guys, you see me come in there, I had this beard down to here, long hair, 300 pounds, 36 years old, or 35 at the time, I guess. And it was just like, they beat the crap out of me, man. And then they finally, after about 6 months, they started accepting me. Not that they didn't accept me at first, they totally accepted me with open arms. But I mean, they really, really let me know. They let me see some love. And I mean, I never really, I've had some one or two or three or four maybe guys that were really rough. And I've even had some of my best friends try to break my legs, which is really a weird feeling. I'm not sure if it was intentional, and I wonder, like, were they really trying to break my legs? Or I don't know, would I have broken their leg? Or, I don't know. Sometimes moves in jiu-jitsu can be questionable, but I feel that's like what we're all there for, that intensity. So, sorry, that was my radio. I feel like we're all there for that intensity. So it's a risk that we take that sometimes human beings can be overly aggressive out of curiosity, I guess. I'm not really sure, but so yeah, those guys, they showed me how to interact, how to socialize with people. I mean, like, not to say that, a 35-year-old man doesn't know how to socialize, but when you get out of high school and you get married and you have kids, a lot of the times you can end up just drifting around and not staying in touch with nobody until you're freaking a recluse in your house, with boxes piled all around you. And, I did sort of become out of touch with how to socialize. And when I got into jiu-jitsu, those guys, not that I know how to socialize now, but I definitely feel as though they've taught me how to behave, how to respect people, man or women, children, elderly or children, they've taught me how to have confidence. Fear, I don't know if they taught me fear. They've taught me the truth. I know the truth about, just because I feel like I'm in control, or just because I want something, doesn't mean that all the hard work isn't going to get you everything. I'm sorry, I just saw Howard's Guitars, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, I wish I had money, because I would stop in there. If I was still making $125,000 a year, I would stop in there and buy me a guitar. But yeah, let's just say I'm not making that no more. Yeah. So, I went in there, and those guys, they took care of me, man. They beat me into shape, so to speak, and they gave me hope. And I got off track from just being excited talking about jiu-jitsu, but I haven't made a video in a long time, so I'm gonna start making long videos every day, lots of times per day. And I'm feeling good again, feeling back to my old self. My lower back's hurting a little bit, but I was just fucking wrestling for 4.5, 5 hours. So what do I expect? I wrestled with probably 15 or 20 different people, twice some of them, for 5 minutes, with 5 minutes in between sometimes, and of course I got a break when I drove from gym to gym, because I went to 2 gyms today. I went to Sodell, and then we went to Gracie and Camden. So yeah, it was a good day. I enjoyed myself. I had a great time. Danny and Davey were there from Sodell. We got busy. You know, of course, I didn't train with them because I always be training with them down in Soda. I trained with them this morning. So I train with people that I never trained with. I trained with, I'm going to train with today at the other gym. I trained with Mike, Brandon, Chandler, twice. And I saw Sam, a buddy of mine. Not a buddy of mine, but a jiu-jitsu friend. I saw Sam, this guy who choked me out with this choke where he grabs me from the back of the head and he rams his fist into my throat or across my throat. That's the first time I met him. And then the next time I rolled with him, I was in mount, or he let me get in mount for whatever reason. He made a big mistake because I got my arm behind his head, and rather than try and do, I think he thought I was going to try and do that, but I went rear naked, and I call it the spinal cord disconnector, because rather than trying to choke them, I just try and stretch their neck out, and look at all that movement I got. So if I can really get some power and some weight behind it, I can really get, you know, some good stretching on that neck. So I have him in mount. I'm mounted on top of him, and I gave him a good neck stretching. And I can remember he said it was like electricity shooting through his head. And so I saw him there. Of course, he beat up on me for a little bit because he's tougher than nails. You know, he's like military. He's badass. He's ripped, strong, and young. Maybe a little younger than me, not much, but maybe only a couple years younger than me, actually. But as I do get older, I notice that more people are younger than me. Danny and Davey, I think Danny, she's only 19. Davey can't be no more than 20 or so. You know, so, I mean, everybody's so much younger than me. But, yeah, I saw Sam there. He was there. I rolled with him. He was tough as nails. And I saw Sharon, who was also... There's a big fight tonight in Harrington that he was telling me about. I don't know, but, yeah, I didn't get to roll with Sharon because I was feeling kind of... I don't know, drained. I haven't had anything to eat today. The only thing I had to eat yesterday was 3 hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. Well, I didn't have no hot dog bread. I just had the hot dogs in the macaroni and cheese, which is the bomb. If you guys have never had that, you gotta try that. It's the best. Yes. So, yeah, I mean, I had a great day today. I had a great training session. Jiu-jitsu, it's a weird thing because people think that it's all about the ego. They think that when you get into jiu-jitsu, you're gonna be the baddest motherfucker that there is on the planet. Well, let me tell you something. That's not what it's about. It's about friendship, respect, checking your bad day and your ego at the door. Number 1, camaraderie and education, physical fitness. Lord, the amount of information I get on nutrition is, I couldn't get that on YouTube. I couldn't get that on the internet. I mean, I get so much information from so many healthy people that are actually doing these things. Not just regular people. These are people who are, you know, going on the vegetarian diet, on the carnivore diet, on the ketogenic diet, on the fasting for 16-8 fasting diet. You know, there's all kinds of diets people do, you know, butter and coffee, 1-a-day diet, you know, things like that, you know, weird different diets and stuff. So I learned all of that from all these people. And I mean, I see them, and you know, like I saw this morning, and maybe it's just the ego trip, but I don't want to, you know, toot my own horn, but I saw at least 20 people who were happy to see me. People that said they were glad that I came. Like, they told me, Danny and Davey, they were both like, we're glad you came, man. You know, they didn't ask me to come. I just showed up on my own. I overheard them talking, actually, and I didn't tell them I was coming. I just kind of went there. I mean, they would have invited me. They kind of did invite me, I guess, by letting me hear it, you know, letting everybody in. But they said that they were going to go train, and so I was like, you know, I'm going to go train with you, you know, and so I did, and they were just like, you know, we're glad to have you here, you know. And I saw Andrew, and Andrew was like, glad to see you. Now Alvin was like, glad to see you. Shane, glad to see you. Mr. G, call me buddy. You know what I mean? Just people being real nice and just real friendly and real sweet. And at the same time, we're trying to choke each other out, but we're doing it in such a controlled environment that there's really no excessive aggression ever, for any reason, ever. And I found that to be where I want to be. where I want to see myself in that healthy, better yourself, become stronger and faster and smarter and more kind and more understanding and more sociable and just be better at everything and just more gentle about everything. And that's what it's given me. And I don't know why I fell into it, how I found it. I do remember how, I don't remember why, but I do remember that I was training with Mr. Baker, actually. And I think I was training with him because I was drinking whiskey one night with a couple of comrades, and one of them trained with Mr. Baker. And I didn't know that he was a fighter. But I asked him to show me some things, to teach me some stuff. And he didn't beat me up, but he pretty much scared the shit out of me. And I knew at that point that he was totally capable of destroying me. So I quickly went to Mr. Baker. He gave me I asked him, I said, I want to learn how to do what you do. And this was probably when I was 34, 35, almost 35, 34. I was probably 34. No, I was probably 33. And now 33, 34. And so anyways, Scotty hooks me up with Mr. B. And I go to Flex World in Georgetown. I train with Mr. B for about 6 months with Trevor's son, Jamian, who was actually getting really good, who just quit out of nowhere for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why he quit. But we trained with Mr. B for a while, about 6 months, maybe more. But he sends me a text message one day out of the blue. Says, Sodell Jiu-Jitsu, excellent turnout. And that was it. So I went to Sodell Jiu-Jitsu, and I've been training there ever since. That was a while ago. Yeah, it was right around the time of my separation from my wife, and terrible. And so there was a little brief period of, because I was training, and then the separation happened, which was completely devastating. It changed my life. Many good ways and bad ways. So I think there was about a month interlude in there, not even a couple weeks, and I was at Sodell every day. Then it was twice a day, and then before you know it, it was 2 years had gone by, and now I'm coming up to my 3rd year. This will be the close of the 3rd year, June, I guess 20 something, maybe July 1st or so, somewhere around there. And yeah, it's just been an awesome experience, man. It's just been so amazing. It's been so incredible. I mean, my homeboy Blue, you know, and his beautiful wife Janae, they're just the most special people I've met in a long time. They're just so fun, so kind to me, and they just, I don't know, they make me feel included. You know, I met my homeboy Juan and his wonderful, extremely beautiful family. And they invited me to his wedding. And I went to his wedding. We became friends, and Blue was there, Jeff was there, Jose was there, I was there, you know, all those jiu-jitsu guys. And we took pictures, and we drank tequila. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. And, you know, I got all that from training jiu-jitsu. I just can't wait until my Annabelle, my Dominic, and my Michael can train jiu-jitsu with me. It's going to be wonderful. Michael, Dominic, Annabelle, I love you. I love you guys. Alright, so I'm on my way to Aunt Kimmy's house. I'm gonna go, and apparently JJ, my nephew, had a Christmas present for me, which I was unaware of because I haven't received, you know, not to be down on myself or be negative, but I haven't received a Christmas present or a birthday present or anything in almost 3 years from anyone. Since my separation, which was devastating, but it actually, you know, made me into a better person. This is a weird way kind of stuff works, but yeah, it did actually help me a little bit become a better person, a lot of it, actually 10 times. It changed my life. So, but I'm on my way to Kimmy's house. I'm gonna stop and get some Snickers bars and bless my nephews with some sugar. And I'll talk to you guys later.